here in front of this one. We had the other computer, nicer one, so to speak. We are going to turn the computer around, and Sushma is set at what we call the puja place. Now, brief description, but every home, gar is called Ghar, gar, home, has a puja, Puja, puja place to do prayers. Primary religion in Nepal and India is the Hindu religion, okay? And so we've set this all up. Sushma, one of the things about this holiday is you have to clean the house. Relatives and helpers, they're called deities, and they come in and help clean every part of the house, the walls, the floor, the cupboards, everything. So it's pure for the gods to come in and to come in. We also, by habit, don't wear shoes. You can see some lights. See that? Okay. Again. Can you tell them anything on?
I'm your computer, Sloppy. Your camera's on.
Can they see mommy?
Mm-hmm.
You want me to tell them what? Oh, here we are.
We're supposed to be quiet.
Okay. Can you there? Okay. It's amazing. Thank you. It's amazing. You want to leave them? Yeah. Okay, here you are.
This is a silver coin, and this let's turn around this way. And this, I'm going to burn the butter lamp. This is the string, so I burn it and put it in the candle. When we burn the butter lamp, we mostly we always use the pail like this. And pray for the God Laxmi and Goddess Laxmi, and we just burn another one also. And put some incense on, burn some more incense. And here is I'm offering a different fruits, bananas, coconut, and some nuts also. Like red, I for the red one. We have a yellow also, yellow color. Offer the yellow color chicas for the god, and the orange color, and the flowers. And we for God Laxmi, this is the Laxmi Puja, so we offer the money also for the God. Burn this incense too. The table is more better.
Here.
Swap more. Of this water jug, I put those leaf. It's a good luck. Five pieces of leaf like this. This for the good luck. And in the top of the another water jug, I put the coconut. Wow, milk coconut. That one is. And then I did some sweet I had, and I made the rice pudding for offering the god also. This is the rice pudding. I sent the recipe. This is the rice pudding. I made it, and some fruits, orange, apple. What I said this one, Mike?
Um,
Mangoes, tangerine, bananas, and this is the big fruit. God Lakshmi's and Ganesh. I have a very tiny one. Maybe I'll just show you in the very front way. I don't know. The light is a little bit.
Yeah.
Hope you saw it. It's a difficult position for laptop. Now everybody put the flowers in our hand and pray for God. Here, Mike, you can hold this one. Rachel, for you. And do the namaste. Can you come next here so everybody they can see also?
Namaste.
And pray for God.
Namaste.
Bow forehead. Put it in the God. Did it? Here, put it here. Right? And bow your head. Like this. Thank you. Well, now we will take in this. I already have some collection of candles and marigold flower. Now we are going to put outside in the mandalas and in the windows. So we are going outside now.
Am I taking this?
Maybe we can. Oh, I didn't. You didn't send me. Just one.
We're going to right now, we're going to put it on our phone camera so we can take it outside and show you the outside lights and the mandala that we just finished a few hours ago. And we'll show you all of that. Prior to that, in a couple days, we'll tell you about Baitika as a special part. You always see the little mark in the forehead. And it's a special greeting and day for brothers and sisters. So we're going outside right now.
Oh, this one.
Okay. Is that working? Honey? Oh. Can you tell him what we're doing?
I didn't think they can hear us.
Oh.
I don't know.
We can hear you.
Maybe.
You
Here
want
we
me to
go.
get the other?
No, it's working now. Here,
What am I doing? Okay.
I'll just reverse the camera. So
Rachel?
here we go. Switch the camera.
Okay.
Hold
Okay.
on to me.
Okay. I think it's pretty dark.
Maybe I'll put the another.
Okay. Okay. flashlight. Okay. Here, hold it. Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nepal time of year, Rangoli, and so a while ago. Here we go. Put it up. Rachel, over here. Yeah, this is it. We just put lights in the windows. You like to put a light in each window as well, and then did you have the sparklers?
Yeah.
And we're connecting up with the putting lights along the path back to those. And then I'd bring. Okay. So yeah, these are pretty colorful powders. They're much brighter and more intense than Woodby would just say. Um, and it is wonderful. We don't. Yeah, Sushma G just went to get the sparklers, so we're coming out with that. We have it all lit up into the house. The children can observe it, but not really participate as such. But Sushma, you got it. So we'll try a couple. Often they used to have firecrackers, but because we have so many dogs in this country, street dogs as well, that's prevented people from having firecrackers. But still, people do that. But sparklers are a big thing. So Rachel and Sushma are doing kind of a blessing over top. Sparkler always a little tricky. That's okay, Rachel. We'll do another one another time. Okay.
I have some other things. It's
Oh.
so far away.
Okay. Go ahead. Sushma is burning. What is this?
Goma light, I don't know.
A gum light.
Now we put all the way inside the candlelight. This also doorway. We did like this doorways. That's what.
Okay. This is me. Hi. Chris, how are you? Oh, we're going to show you a few things that we did outside, right? Or what I don't want you. Oh, okay, so I don't know if you got to see the sparklers. That's a big, wonderful thing. And then we did a couple other kind of like little miniature rockets shooting up. They're not noisy and they're very small, but it's again the Festival of Lights and saying prayers to the gods in that fashion. So technically, it's been a little rough getting it going, but I hope you have seen enough exciting things, and maybe there might be questions now, or what? But let's, I do want to say Baitika will be Monday. It's called Tika. And Sushma, could you explain that to the teachers and children?
Bhaitika is the in the day 5 we celebrate, we worship our brothers, giving different fruits and sweet and veg, and sometimes we give wines also to them, and they give us gifts, and we worship them and put the garlands and put the 7 different colors stika in their foreheads for the long life for them. And a special one garland we make it that is never dried, it's stay long lasting flower. Sorry, I didn't have now, otherwise I'll show that flower too, but that is the special flower we give to our brothers
Family home that was when they marry, the woman and live and stay, and then they will go and celebrate most of their holidays with their husband's family. So there are some things changing. And there was also for you we call arranged marriages. So it's a pretty strict country culturally that way. But I think the internet and sharing in the world around is that people are realizing they're different. Nepal is one of the unfortunately one of the poorest countries in the whole world, but the is so strong, and you can say it's with these holidays that enlighten everybody. But children, I'm just kind of stalling till we get. I tasted it earlier today. Okay,
I was gonna eat it.
here, this is putting out. We're to eat it and share it. Beautiful recipe. I got to help make it today. Place to end up celebrating is with this delicious meal, dessert. So if people want to back on, we can see some faces. And if you want to, everybody try some rice pudding, and then we can see about questions. Mito cha.
Little
Chris, you're on mute.
I am unmuted now, and others who have questions can unmute too.
Okay. Is everybody eating rice pudding?
I know some other people made it.
Yeah. A lot of people wanted this recipe.
and
We are enjoying ours.
Good, good, good. Yeah. Some of the celebrations, other celebrations, talking Nepali. She's learned, yes. Can you get up? What is that?
That means what's your name?
What's your name? So if we say Miro Nam Mike Ho, my name is Mike. And Rachel knows how to do not just that, but real conversations. Can you say, how is the weather? Do you know that? Yeah, how's the weather?
मौसम कस्तो छ?
That is, how is the weather?
But
Okay. Well, come on, Mom. So we just had a big day at school yesterday, and it was called Diversity Day. And so there are a lot of different castes or different cultures in Nepal. And so they all have their different ethnic dresses and their different songs and celebrations. So Rachel's they say Jojo Lapa. Okay. It's a famous person or real are similar interchange.
Chris, I might have missed it, but did Mike say anything about how big the school is? So where they live, do they live in a bigger town? Do they live quite remote?
I assume that he'll be back and I'll let him speak to that, but I don't believe they live in a very large town. I'm sure Mike is trying to get connected again, and we can ask him that. That might be him now.
That makes it even more impressive that they have a diversity day at school. That's very cool.
Looks like Mike is trying to get connected.
Sorry, Chris, we have a very bad internet from
Mike and Sushma, can you hear me? Oh, I just kicked him out. Not really, but there's Sushma.
A very bad connection today is going around. Sorry for that.
Mike and Sushma, oh, every time I say their names, they disappear. I guess I should not do that. Let's see.
They will disappear when you talk, and then when you stop talking, they should reappear.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm using data in my mobile, so might be this just use the mobile at the end because I don't want to have a problem when somebody is asking question and or something to have a question
Sushma,
about.
Veronica wondered about how large your town and how large the school is. How many people?
Town is 1,47,000 kilometers square. I think some things like that. And the school is they have a kindergarten. Rachel have a kindergarten. Is a separate areas, and from grade to 12 is a different building. There is almost 3-4 building. There is like 11 and 12 is IB student. IB class also. I think more about the school. Mike know about the school. So can you define about the how big area school and what is in the school, Mike?
Yeah, hi. We're fortunate to be with the school system called Ulan's. A multi-billionaire from Belgium became good friends with a woman from Northern California, Olga Murray. And she's 98, and she comes here to visit every year. It was a long story about her, but anyways, they wanted to set up a school because they felt bad about a lot of the, about the situation here. Again, it's such a poor country and not limited of everything. But the man, Guy Eulens, fell in love with the country and with the people. And a very wonderful man, Som Paneru, set up in motion a school with another man, Medin Lamachani. And I just happened to be here the first few weeks that the school was getting started, and they needed an American expert. So that was me. And thank you. And the school, what the school is so unique, it is private, but a third of the school are homeless or orphan children, and they're free. And then the school is set up where they learn English right from the day one, and they also learn, starting in grade 3, they learn Chinese as well. And they believe in the holistic approach, the whole person. And so everything is interconnected. The classes and everything relate to one another as far as subject matter. And it's a very warm, friendly place. It's strictly vegetarian in the for the food in the cafeteria, and it goes to what they call IB, which is International Baccalaureate, which is a very serious, precise type of after secondary school learning. My elder daughter taught there for several years, drama, and now they're going into some of the kids I first started with are now doctors and lawyers, and they go overseas and come back here. And that's a wonderful selling point about Nepal. They don't just go to another country to study. They go to this and stay. They come back here because they feel they owe it to to their family and friends. Family is the most important thing in this whole country. One of the things two, Sushma and I have done different projects with children who live on the streets, kilns, kind of an unhealthy environment, but they're sadly, the parents let them go from other parts of the country and they come to Kathmandu Valley and they need schooling. So we set up some on the street schooling for those children too. So education is important. And with this Zoom program, the group I just mentioned, Soam and Eulens, they've gotten enough monies together to go out to remote villages and get the internet set up there. Plus, each child has a computer, so they're taking some of the classes from us in the valley, and they're taking classes that way. So they're really the whole Euland's philosophy is education for all the children. So I'm not sure. I kind of walked into the question. Is there more to the question, or more they want to know? Sports, we call soccer over here is called football, and that's the number one sport. And basketball is really caught on, and what we call ping pong or table tennis. We had the world champion from the last Olympics is actually an instructor at Euland's school. So those are some of the activities in sports. And I think they're regular kids. Everybody knows who Spider-Man is, and everybody knows, different, like I say, basketball and those other kind of sports. The name of our town, Kathmandu Valley, and Kathmandu is like the city, and we're also Jawakel, Jawakhel is the name of, I don't think you'd call it a suburb, but just a smaller community. It all kind of runs together. Just recently, they started to get paved highways, and what's really interesting to me, and maybe sometime we can send to Chris or Marcia, we can send photos and you can pass along, but of all the street vendors selling all the things that Sushma showed you, there are about 30 or 40 people selling marigold wreaths, 30 or 40 people selling those big, huge grapefruits, all on the streets. And you go up and down the streets and there's cows. Cows are considered sacred for different religious reasons. And so they're allowed to roam around in the city. I've seen cars and buses all stopped for several hours because the cows were just sitting down there taking a nap or refusing to leave. But so there is a real genuine respect for animals here too, as well, not just the cows in that sense. So that's part of what we have here. The outlying villages, you can go out there, and most of them do not have electricity. Most of them have roads that during the floods or the monsoon season and the earthquakes, they're basically trapped there because of the roads, the condition of the roads. And anything further about Nepal? Nepal, if you want to find on the map, it's a landlocked country right between China on the north and India on the south. And we are the only country that has never been invaded or taken over by another country. Part of that is because we are surrounded by the world's largest mountains, so they can't get through. But we've always been our own people as such. They do have some interesting things. As you may have noticed, our time period is a little different. Like we were starting this program at 8:45 our time and 10 o'clock your time. So they're off those 15 minutes. And if you can see this flag, this is I just have the lapel flag, but this is the only flag in the world that's not a rectangle. So they have all those quirks, and we use an entirely different calendar as far as the months and days of the year. So it's pretty interesting that way as well. And there are probably about 15, 20 different languages in Nepal, mostly based off Nepali, or originally, of course, Hindi, and then from Sanskrit. Those are ancient languages. So
Mike, thank you so much. Oliver had a question.
okay.
How many hours away from Mount Everest are you?
Oh, well, you know what? That's a very good question. The best way to get there is, of course, by plane, to get to what's called the Lukla, Lukla airport, and that's the most dangerous airport in the world. And that flight takes you probably about 2.5 to 3 hours to get there to Lukla. And I actually went to Lukla airport because I tried to climb Mount Everest, but I broke my leg and my ankle in 2 places. So I never made it too far on my trek. But anyways, in a sense, it's probably by trekking, they call it, if you know that term, like walking or hiking, it's probably 6 days from Lukla. So you take a plane to Lukla, the world's most dangerous airport, and you get there, and then you start walking towards Mount Everest.
How is Lukla the most dangerous airport?
Well, you know what? It has a very short runway, and it's on a big high top mountain cliff, and it's dangerous to come in, and there's a lot of wind that kind of creates problems. I know you're young, but I can tell you that the week after I made it to Lukla, the next week, 44 German people going into Lukla did not make it on their plane. So it's kind of scary that way, and it's the only way to get in. But then you want to go up. I got to tell you, when you want to go to Everest, at the 6th day, halfway there, you have to stop in the city of Namche Bazaar, and you have to stay there for 2 days to get what they call acclimated your breathing to the wind, to the lack of oxygen, because it's very thin air. And so some people wouldn't stop there, and then they'd go to Everest, and then they'd be in big trouble because they couldn't breathe very well. But yeah, it's a beautiful country. It's a beautiful trekking, and it's tough terrain, but it's exciting. And many people, that's a big tourist industry in Nepal, is trekking, and of course climbing the big mountains. And now, because of the pandemic, of course, so many of the people that survive on tourists coming in and going on treks as such, they're having a tough go of it as well as a lot of people. So were there some other questions? I'm not real good at the chat thing. I see some people put chat on, excuse me, and we're relying on our phone.
Mike, one of the kids wondered, I'm sorry, one of the kids wondered whether COVID is a problem where you are.
Well, thank you for asking that. Well, let's say, first of all, we're a country of about 26 million people total. So that may give you some gauge on things. Right now, we started, I teach school. So in March, we started teaching from home this past March on Zoom, calling school down. So as far as amount of people that have been tested and positive for it are 200,000 have tested positive since March. So I don't know, relatively speaking, how that stacks up with the USA or other countries with that size. Thus far, we've had in the neighborhood of a couple hundred people passing away because of COVID. People here, unfortunately, the air was bad, the pollution was bad, so people by nature in the city, in the valley, wore masks anyways.
Mhm.
Everybody wears masks. What I found from being an American and being over here is the most thoughtful people and the most caring people are Nepali, meaning that, okay, if I got to wear a mask, I'll wear a mask if that helps. There's no big problem with it. In fact, we have some people, good friends in the healthcare industry, and they're getting all the supplies that they've needed so far, and we haven't heard any big major problems other than it's not slowing down. It's continuing to build. And just yesterday, the head of our school said, we will not go back to school in the building until this coming March. So we're here for from March to March in schooling that way. Did that help answer the question?
I think
Hello?
so. Around here, the
Okay.
schools have just announced that they're going to go virtual until January. So hearing about March.
That makes the
puts
most
in
sense.
perspective.
Yeah, that is. And like I said, unfortunately, probably the largest share, see in the valley, it's, so to speak, more wealthy or more jobs as such, but out in the outer edges of the country, and again, they rely on tourism, but there's not much in the way of schooling. And, it's a long trek, a long walk to get to school, and they aren't full days either. So it's tough. And I think that's the one thing, if you ever, maybe when some of your children get older, and if it's still kind of the situation it is now, give me a call and we'll get you over here and you can help set up schools and help work with people who maybe live on the streets or things like that, children. We did a lot of programs with street children, again, and educating them and helping them to learn skills so they'd have some kind of job or routine. So,
Mike, someone else
yes.
asked what the significance of mandalas is.
Okay. Well, it's a spiritual thing, of course, and that's what it is a meditation. And actually, what you find here is Buddhism and Hinduism work side by side. What we call temples for the Hindu and stupas, S-T-U-P-A, for the Buddhists are the same buildings. Anyway, the nature of that, there are priests and monks that will devote their whole life to painting mandalas and painting very intricately and with a distinct pattern, and they'll spend up to could be up to 2 to 3 years on one painting, just sitting there. Sorry, incense. We're enjoying the incense, but it's making me my throat a little sore. I apologize. But I wanted to study how to do that, and the guy looked at my glasses that I already had, and he says, "You won't be able to do that for too much longer." Because I met a guy who he came in on a little cushion in front of a painting that he spent 3 years on, and he had what they call Coke bottle glasses. He could barely see, but it was spiritual. It was lovely. It was what he wanted to do to express his feeling. So you'll find that circles, if you've seen the yin yang, how that is celebrated, and you'll see, that kind of meditation and yoga, to some degree, go hand in hand. And that's where, when you hear the term nirvana, not just from the music group, but nirvana, that's where it comes to reach nirvana, is in the Himalayas. And our whole area is known as a very spiritual area, in that terms. In fact, Lord Lord Gautam Buddha, the real Buddha, was born in Nepal, and it's been documented. And there's a wonderful trek you can go on to where he's lived and buried. So, they're real respectful. And the Catholic religion, I found, I was born and raised Catholic, and you find that they're respected as well. I think anybody that comes over and doesn't try to turn you into their religion, and they want to, they want to do that. So it's pretty spiritual, whether it's in this sense Catholicism or Hinduism, which again is the primary one. But it's a respect. It's a respect of human beings, a respect of nature, and books. Boy, you do not bend a book. You do not bend the dog ear. You call it the corner. You do not, for whatever reason, put your foot on a book. Those are to be so respected because they're the font of knowledge. That you want to. Thank you. You want to treat them with respect, and everything is treated with respect, and with the idea that you want to honor God, you want to honor life by treating even inanimate objects respectfully. And of course, when you don't have a lot of money, and if you treat your furniture respectfully, it'll of course last a lot longer anyway. So it's a practical thing too. So I don't know if I got off of what you really wanted to hear about.
Well, that was interesting. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, this is interesting. I do want to say about Sushma. Sushma spent so much time today to make it as perfect as possible. And what we found over the years, of course, electricity / internet, there's always going to be some gaffes, they call it, or whatever. And so this is pretty authentic as far as what we really do, what's done. This is it. And over the next couple days, she'll be going to the family home, which is called Mamagar, and celebrating with her brothers and sisters a special holiday as well.
Mhm.
I mentioned how their home had gotten destroyed by the earthquake, and we, Sushma and I in Michigan, started a GoFundMe program and raised enough money to get a small home built for them then, and then they've been able to save and work hard to get a very beautiful new home. So it's kind of exciting. And in that home lives sister and her daughter and 2 brothers and their wives and children and father. So it's like I said, the whole family comes together and lives together. And so there's not a lot of what you call in America senior homes or old folks homes. They take care. The parents took care of you, you take care of them. From life to death, they stay together. So it's pretty powerful. And I know depending on one's lifestyle, that's pretty unique in terms of Americans thinking about that.
Mhm.
So any other questions? This is called-
Marcia wondered about, are there classic children's books in Nepal?
Oh, well, I can tell you the ones in my library that I read and the kids enjoy are it's called The Giving Tree by
Oh.
Shel Silverstein. I don't know if you've heard of that. Or The Wild Things Are. No, but sorry, that's my school, our school. So of course, I go with that well, and even Biscuit, if you know Biscuit the doggy. But as far as no, there are no specific ones that way. What they do is what we do in America is illustrated stories about the gods and the heroes, and the Ramayana, and any Hindu story that's that's can be cartoon or graphic novel, I guess, for that age group. And a lot of moral stories. They teach a lot of morals, you know, the tortoise and the hare kind of thing, those stories, but not as far as the actual titles. Not and there are really known, for whatever reason, there are no noted children authors from Nepal, children book authors. So, yeah, that's a good question, though. It's so funny. Regardless of, and I've been around long enough, regardless of who the president is in America, American people and the culture of America is still what so many people want to, you know, want to aspire to, want to be like, not from just the clothes they wear, the movies or music, but just, you know, the attitudes and stuff, which is too bad because I think everybody should aspire to be like the Nepali. Marcia, there was a question. I didn't catch it. I just saw it on the chat.
She wondered what people grow in their gardens.
Oh, well, Sushma can probably handle that better.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. What are we growing? Oh, avocados. And show them how big they are now.
Yeah, we have avocados, and in a vegetable we will grow up cauliflower, radish, garlic, ginger we have. And now these days, this season is spinach. We have spinach curries, and most of these different other coriander vegetables, and pumpkin, and squash, different squash we have. These are the most vegetable we use it and grow it in our farm. And I don't have a garden, so mostly I bought it from the little vendor, where in the cycle people comes and sell the different vegetables.
Thank you, Sushma.
You're welcome. I feel a little cold, and so I use salt to wrap around myself. I'm wearing sari for a special today Tihar celebration. Any other question? Can I give to Mike, or
Other
do we have?
questions, anyone? Maybe not right at this moment.
If you have COVID in you.
Thank you so much for sharing your holiday with us.
You're most welcome, and we are so enjoying showing our special holiday to all our friends in the USA. We are enjoying so much, and I'm so excited to show this program to all the friends. So I did hard work for all the preparation, but sorry for sometimes internet problems, and I can't show properly all the things whatever I am doing. Hope some other days we can connect again and do more program like this.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks to everyone for joining.
It looked amazing and beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank
You're
you.
Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Have a wonderful day and a wonderful celebration.
Thank you. Thank you. And if you want to or Chris has our contact information as
Yep.
far as Facebook or Hotmail or any of that. And if you want to know the school I talked about, to maybe connect up with those children. So, but thank you so much. It was wonderful. We look forward all day, all week. So thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rachel.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye. Goodbye.
Thank you much.
Thank you. Bye. I got the word. I got the word. Oh, I